Hi everybody, Kevin here. Welcome to the Claremont Classic Garage. What we're going to do today is saddle up our old vintage 60, I think it's a 60 or 63 inch McKee Snowblower on the back of our old Kubota here and see if we can blow some snow with it. I just hooked it up to the tractor back in the fall and made sure that it turned and everything. And it did run, but I've never moved snow with it. So in the last video, we fixed the drive shaft for it all up. So now we're going to hook it up to the Kubota and actually get out there and blow some snow before it all melts. So we're going to be putting it on our B3000 here. And see what we can do. Here it is. Here's the machine. It's an old McKee Snowlander 320. These were also sold by Kubota as a, I think it was a Kubota B, I think it was just a B320. I can't remember. I've got the manual for it inside. It's an ugly old thing. I am going to fix it all up. I'll give it a coat of paint, straighten out some of this bent stuff. But in the meantime, I just want to make sure it works and actually moves snow before I go to all that trouble. So we'll start by pulling off our trailer mover and then we'll get this thing hooked up. So first, we have to make sure the key is in there. All right, so the key goes in there. And then we'll slide the yoke over and install the PTO pin. Alrighty. Next, we're going to back up the tractor so it's close enough that we can extend the drive shaft out and get it clipped on onto the PTO shaft of the tractor. And then we'll worry about hooking up the hitch. Just like so. Now we'll lift up the shaft, slide it on there. We have to push in that pin and then release it, and the pin engages into this groove here, and that keeps the PTO shaft on. Now we've got our drive shaft on. We've got the tractor backed in close. We got to get the lift arm onto these pins. Now some tractors have the telescopic ones like this one does. So you can release that and jiggle the arm out, and you can see now we'll be able to get that onto there. But it'll take two hands, so I'll be back in a sec. So those are both telescoped out, or telescoped out, I guess. And then the first thing we do is when we put the implement down on the ground, just back up a little bit and it'll push them in and they'll lock into place. Then we can set our sway bars. Now we're just going to extend the top link to where it needs to be and get it on there and put in our pin. For some reason, there's not quite enough room to get a linchpin in there, so we put a hair clip in there for now. That's okay, that'll work, and I might file this hole back just a hair so that we can put the linchpin in, and then I could tie one on here with a little piece of chain. But anyway, for now it's on. For what we're going to do, it should be good. So now I'm going to climb on the tractor and we'll lift it up, get it off this skid. Then we should be able to set it on the ground and back up a little bit and lock our hitch arms back in. Hey, there she's on the ground. Let's see them. There's one. Come on. It says here it's supposed to work. Let me lift it up. Might have to manually do it. Hang on. Now that that's in, I just had to lift the implement up and kind of give it a jiggle in it, and it popped right in. What you want to do now is try and get your drive line as straight as you can. You can see here that's pretty straight, and we're going to drop the pins into our stabilizers. Some tractors have a simple turnbuckle in here that you can just adjust, but this has these telescopic ones. That's that side. We'll get the other side done. Now we're ready to try this baby. Make sure the controls work. There we go. That rotates the chute. And then this here changes the angle of that. That'll be pretty easy to change the hydraulic or put an electric linear actuator on like I've got on my other one. All right, so now I'm just going to put it down on the ground. We'll get up on the seat because you got to be on the seat to run the PTO. And we'll turn the PTO on and make sure that works. Just that idle. Okay, so got a choice here of the rear PTO, mid PTO, or both. We've got it set to rear. Let's turn it on and see what happens. Okay, it's turning. Everything's cool. Now we'll take it out somewhere where there's some snow and see what happens. I'm going to take it out back now and fool around where there's a little bit more snow still left. What I noticed was there's one of these rollers for the chute is missing. There should be 3. There's only 2. And I'm going to put a little bit of lube on the chain here. It looks pretty dry. It could probably use adjusting too. Look at the bearing in that pulley is shot. So this is definitely going to need a little bit of work, but we're just going to kind of fix it up a little bit right now so we can get out and make sure it works. And then it's going to go in the garage at some point and get, like I said, cleaned up, fixed up. I went ahead and got some hammers and stuff out and kind of straightened out a little bit of that shroud. It still needs a little bit more work, but it's much better than it was. Now I'm going to get the sledge, and you can see here where the leading edge of it is bent in. That's just from hitting stuff. I'm going to bend that back out so it can eat properly, and then we'll take it out back and give her a whirl. In the meantime, I went online and bought my 2021 residential fire permit. And I called the number. Today we're permitted to burn, so we got our burn barrel out for the first time in 2021. And oh, you should feel the heat coming off it. It's really nice. We went ahead and drilled a couple of holes in the frame there so we can install a bracket so we can, when the snowblower's on, we can move the slow moving vehicle sign from the back of the tractor down onto the blower where it should be. And that's good. That's about it for now, I guess. Just getting ready to take it out back and put it through its paces. I took it out and tried blowing some snow in. If I really jam it into the snow, it would blow. But just, you know, kind of going along normally, it wouldn't do anything. So I kind of got the feeling that the auger wasn't turning. And yeah, I'm right. You can see here that gear is supposed to be keyed to this shaft. And well, obviously it's not. So we'll quickly pop this apart and see what we can find out what's happening in there. Trying to fix this thing while it was still on the tractor was an exercise in futility. It's just so old. Everything is seized up. I just cannot get this transmission to come apart. I can't get the impeller off, so I brought it in the shop, and we'll have a go at it in here. Got it just about down to nothing now. So now I got 2 choices. I can either try and get the impeller off, which I think I would rather do in the press. I can get this stuff off of here and get the shaft out with the impeller on it and use the 20-ton press to push that out. So for now, what I have to try and do is get all this crap out of here. At least now, unlike before when I was trying to work around everything, I can get in there. Oh look, there's a big crack there. We'll have to weld that up while we're at it. Good thing I saw that. All in all, it's not in bad shape. For what I paid for it, I'm not complaining. We'll, once I get this sorted out, then this big main housing, I'll clean it up and put a coat of paint on it. I think what I'll do is I'll make some angle iron, like a skid down each side on the bottom of it, and I'll put a piece of angle iron across here just to clean that up. And we'll give it a nice coat of orange Kubota paint, and it'll look awesome. Getting this cross shaft out will help a lot with getting at this stuff in there. So I've got that set screw out. Now I'm going to try and get this one on off the bearing collar. A lot of banging and smashing and torching and air chiseling and stuff, but she's out. Now we're going to go over to the 20-ton press and see if we can get that shaft out of the impeller. Wow, what a job that was. I'm going to sleep tonight, I'll tell you that. Because this jack is, or this press, pardon me, is the bottle jack style, and I've got this boom or cross member that comes down, I have to put a bolt in there for it to push against, so we'll see what happens. It may bend the bolt if this thing is really in there, or spit it out. So all we can do is try. Well, I've got this loaded up pretty tight, and it doesn't budge. So what I'm going to do is, now that I've got it in here, I'm going to clear away some of this stuff, and I'm going to get the torch in here and see if that'll help it. Finally, that was a lot of heating with the torch and a 20-ton press, and the only casualty is I managed to break the bolt off in the end of it. But that's okay. We will fix that. That is a minor issue. Anyway, tomorrow we'll get back to work. We'll start cleaning all this stuff up and kind of make a list of the parts we need. I'll probably change all the bearings in it, and we will go from there. Well, I guess that's enough. It's been a long day of beating and banging and smashing. I'm tired and I hurt all over. So I'm going to go in, and then we'll, next time we're going to have a go at the rest of it. We'll start getting our parts prepared and making sure we've ordered everything that we need. And we could start getting some paint on some stuff. And we could put this thing back together and put it back to work. Anyway, that's all for now. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you enjoyed it enough that you'd subscribe to our channel here. And leave a comment. And hit that like button. Anyway, that's it. I'm Kevin, checking out from the Claremont Classic Garage. We'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.